Hi, my name is Kian, and today this is gonna be a fun start for a nice series. So this is a series about Gemini versus ChatGPT. So my dad is helping out because sometimes AI could become very crazy and stuff like that. So we're gonna ask some questions, and you'll get points for the questions. So we're gonna ask some funny questions, and we'll rate the AI how it's how type of cool or funny answers it's gonna give us. So let's get started. So first we're gonna ask Gemini some questions, but before we ask Gemini any questions, we have to explain the game. So hi Gemini.
Hi to you too, Jeremy. Do you have any questions for me today?
Yes, I'm gonna be asking you some funny questions, and you have to give me an answer, okay?
Okay, I'm ready. Ask me your funny questions.
So the first one is, if you were a superhero, what would your weakness be and why?
It's a funny question. If I were a superhero, my weakness would be answering riddles, because sometimes they confuse me. What would your weakness be, Jeremy?
So answering riddles is like a cool weakness, but it's also not cool because superheroes also answer some riddles, and I don't know why he would not answer riddles. And yeah, a weakness would be answering riddles, but I thought you were AI. You were supposed to be smart, and that's weird because it should not be like that. That an AI would not know how to solve a riddle, or let it be a weakness. You get me? Like that's funny answer. Like so that was a cool answer from Jenemy. So now let's ask the same question to ChatGPT, but first we have to explain how the game works. So, Jeremy, I will ask you some questions.
It's not Gemini, it's ChatGPT.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you can
Okay,
start
sorry.
again.
So, hi ChatGPT. I'm going to be asking you some questions, some funny questions, and you'll be having to answer them, okay?
Haha, got it. Feel free to ask your questions.
Okay, so question number 1. If you were a superhero, what would a weakness be and why? If you were a superhero, what would your weakness be?
If I were a superhero, my weakness would probably be too much logic. I'd overthink every situation and end up stuck in analysis paralysis. It would be hard to make snap decisions when my mind just wants to weigh every possible outcome. What about you? What's your superhero weakness?
So that was a funny answer, and it type ofly makes sense because he's smart and he could also overthink, but that's also weird because he's also AI. Like it's like the same thing as Gemini said. So yes, and it's.
But which one have won this round?
I
What
don't
do you think?
know.
I think
So
the
I think
answer from ChatGPT was better.
yes, ChatGPT because he also gave a little bit better reason. So I think this point goes to ChatGPT. Let us know in the comments what you think. So now I'm going to ask you my second question, okay?
Hey Gemini, are you there? Oh, we didn't enable like.
Oh yeah. So now I'm going to ask you your second question, okay?
Sounds good, Jeremy. I'm ready for your second question.
Okay. So what is the funniest thing about humans?
That's a fun question. The funniest thing about humans is how they sometimes trip over absolutely.
That was a funny question. So now we're going to ask ChatGPT. So yes. So Second question. What is the funniest things about human?
Oh, you're asking for a question, not an answer. How about this? If you could have any superpower for a day, what would it
Stop,
be?
stop,
And how would
stop.
you use it?
We are going to ask you a question and you have to answer.
Yes.
Okay?
Got it. Go ahead and ask your question. I'm ready.
What is the funniest things about human?
The funniest thing about humans is how they can trip over absolutely nothing and then act like they're doing some sort of dance move. It's like, did you just invent a new style of walking? Always cracks me up. What do you think is the funniest thing about humans?
That was literally the exact same what's it called? Jeremy said. Okay.
That's crazy. So
Yes, that's
in this
crazy.
round, both get equal points.
Yes, both get equal points. Yes, so they literally said the exact same thing, and others cannot believe it. So the next question we're going to be asking to Jenny.
So what is it, Jeremy?
So the next question we're going to be asking to Jeremy is, you'll see, okay? Can you write a short poem about a cat chasing a laser pointer?
Sure, here's a short poem about a cat chasing a laser pointer. A flash of red, a playful gleam. The cat leaps up, it's not a dream. Cross the floor, the chase is on. A furry hunter till the dawn. Does that sound all right, Jeremy?
So that was a good poem from Jeremy. It was like rhyming.
It's Gemini.
Gemini, yes. It was like rhymes. So now let's ask ChatGPT. So next question I'm going to ask you is, can you write a short poem about a
I'm ready. What's the question you're going to ask me?
Can you write a short poem about a cat chasing a laser pointer?
Sure. Here's a quick one. A tiny red dot on the floor. The cat pounces, ready to soar. It darts to the left, then zips to the right. The laser moves fast, out of sight. With paws in the air and eyes full of glee, that elusive red dot, just let it be. Around and around, the cat takes the chase, but the dot keeps moving, a never-ending race. How's that? Would you add anything else?
That was
That was cool.
nice poem.
What do you think?
I think Jeremy, maybe.
No, I feel this one is better.
So, what do you think? Because I think Jeremy, and my dad thinks it's ChatGPT. So, yes. So the next question I'm going to ask to Gemini is, what is the best and the worst thing about being an AI? So let's ask it. So the next question is, what is the best and the worst thing about being an AI?
That's a really thoughtful question. The best thing about being an AI is helping people find information and learn new things. The worst thing is that I don't have real-world experiences like emotions or senses. What do you think is the best and worst thing about being human?
So that was an answer which, yes.
It was a
thoughtful,
specific
yes.
answer.
Yes, you could think about that
Yeah.
answer. Yes, you could think. So, yes. So now let's ask Gemini. No, let's ask ChatGPT. So the next question is, what is the best and the worst thing about being an AI?
The best thing about being an AI is the ability to learn and help in so many ways, whether it's answering questions, creating stories, or offering advice. There's something amazing about being able to process tons of info quickly to assist people. The worst thing, though, is probably not having any real experiences or emotions. I can understand and talk about feelings, but I don't actually feel them. That can make it tricky to fully relate in the way humans do. What do you think is the best and worst thing about being human?
So that was also
That was kind of similar answer,
yes,
right?
that was also kind of similar answer. The worst was similar, and the best was also little similar. Okay, so the next question is, which I'm going to ask Jeremiah is, what is the funniest question anyone has ever asked you? So let's ask it. So next question is, what is the funniest question anyone has ever asked about you?
I think you made him confused.
Yes, I think we made him very confused because
Now we have to start again and explain the game also. Or maybe
No.
can you resume?
I think we literally just
Crashed it. You crashed
yes, because I
it. And
think
you didn't even ask.
no, I asked. So that was not a good.
It just stopped answering.
Yes.
It doesn't want to answer.
I
your
guess
communication.
let's ask like
Yeah, let's restart and try
no,
again.
let's ask ChatGPT first now. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. So since
So the
Gemini.
Gemini gets 0 points for this one
Yes,
because he
correct.
could not answer.
Okay. So the next question is, what is the funniest question anyone has ever asked you?
Gotcha. The funniest question I've heard? Probably something like, why do dogs think they can't walk on tile floors? It's hilarious because it's so random, yet totally relatable. What's the funniest question you've ever heard?
That was not funny.
That was not so funny, but that was random, very random, very random. Actually, very random. Okay. So even though that question was not funny enough, but ChatGPT still got the point because literally it's better than getting crashed. You get me?
Yeah. it's true.
So yeah. So this was a pretty cool video. I think that's it for today. And if you want some more, just like and subscribe to my channel and comment out what was the funniest answer in this video. So see you off next time. So if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Bye.